Straight out.
Nah, give me 2.
All right, I got it.
Hey, we gonna bring it first. We gonna do it first. We gotta start that out first. Let's beat the hammer, not the nail.
What if the most exciting quarterback in the NFL right now wasn't even drafted? No hype, no top pick spotlight, just raw talent, leadership, and a mic'd up moment that sent chills through the locker room. Shedeur Sanders didn't just show up, he showed out. And in just one preseason game, he flipped the script on what it means to be NFL ready. Veteran players are praising him like he's already been in the league for years. Analysts are demanding he gets the spotlight. And fans? They're flooding timelines, wondering if the Browns just stumbled into a future franchise quarterback by accident. But here's the twist. This might not even be about just one game. Because behind the scenes, something bigger is happening. Shedeur Sanders isn't just impressing. He's rewriting expectations and shaking things up inside a very crowded Browns quarterback room. But how did we get here? Why is everyone suddenly watching him?
No, Shedeur, he did a great job the other night, setting completion, moving the ball down the field, scoring touchdowns, that's all you can ask for a quarterback. He constantly growing each and every day, learning the offense, learning the scheme, and I'm excited for him. Yeah, I think it's just knowing the plays. He's just a lot more confident, being able to have them reps during OTAs, during minicamp. Now during camp, it just come natural to him, so he's a lot more confident. Like I said, Shedeur got a great arm, very accurate. He threw 2 great accurate balls, and the last one was, he went through all his progression. It was the last read, and for him as a young quarterback, be able to make those reads, make that progression, kudos to him, Like I said, he's a great quarterback, I'm excited for his future.
No one saw it coming. One moment, Shedeur Sanders was just another undrafted rookie trying to earn a roster spot. The next, he was commanding the field like a 10-year vet. And everyone watching knew something special was unfolding. In his first preseason appearance, Sanders stepped under center with 0 hesitation. His throws, laser precise. His reads, advanced beyond his years. And his presence, calm, confident, and electric. He worked through his progressions effortlessly, found open targets across zones, and capped it all off with a touchdown drive that looked way too smooth for someone barely stepping into the league. It wasn't just the stats. It was the way he played, poised in the pocket, adapting under pressure, and never once looking rattled. Social media lit up in real time. "Is this kid undrafted?" one fan tweeted. Another said, "He looks better than half the starters we saw last season."
For a little bit, he got a great arm. I could see it out there, even with catching with him, throwing it to other guys. He's a baller. He definitely got one of the top arms for sure.
Those weren't exaggerations. Sanders didn't just perform well. He redefined the expectations for what an undrafted rookie is supposed to look like. And while most rookies need time to find their footing, Shedeur, he looked ready on day one. But what came next? No one expected that. By the end of that game, one thing was crystal clear. Shedeur Sanders wasn't just turning heads in the stands. He was earning respect in the locker room. And when a veteran like Jeudy speaks up, people listen. Jeudy didn't hold back. "Great arm, very accurate," he said, emphasizing how Sanders wasn't just making flashy plays. He was making the right ones. He highlighted one particular throw where Shedeur worked through all his progressions before finding the final read, a move most young quarterbacks miss.
Jeudy, a lot of prognosticators think the Browns are not going to be very good this year. The over-under is 5.5 games. What makes you think they're going to be better than that?
I know the group of guys we got on this team, and I know the coaching staff been doing a great.
But Jeudy went further. He called Sanders' arm one of the best in the league and said his throws were immaculate. That's not casual locker room talk. That kind of praise from an NFL wide receiver means Sanders is doing more than impressing. He's standing out. And it wasn't just about physical skill. What impressed the vets most was how fast Shedeur grasped the playbook, how easily he integrated into the offense, and how confidently he took control. It's rare to hear veterans hype up a rookie this way, but Jeudy wasn't the only one talking. Shedeur's mindset was already separating him from the pack. But what he said before the game? That's when the whole team bought in. Most rookies stay quiet. They keep their heads down, follow the vets, and try not to mess up. Shedeur Sanders, he stepped onto the field like he owned it. And thanks to a mic'd up moment caught on tape, the world got a front row seat.
No, Shedeur, he did a great job the other night. Setting completion, moving the ball down the field, scoring touchdowns. That's all you can ask for a quarterback. He constantly growing each and every day, learning the offense, learning the scheme. And I'm excited for him.
Just minutes before kickoff, Sanders turned to his teammates and dropped one line that changed the energy completely. Let's be the hammer, not the nail. That wasn't just talk. It was fire, confidence, leadership, and instantly you could feel the shift. The team rallied. Guys bought in. This wasn't a rookie waiting for his moment. This was a quarterback who knew exactly what he came to do. Throughout the game, that same edge never left him. He kept communicating on the sideline, hyping up teammates, staying locked in, and you could hear it in his voice. There was no fear, just calm control. He wasn't playing like someone hoping to make the team. He was playing like someone leading it. It was that pregame swagger, that energy that made coaches and players alike take notice. Because you can teach mechanics. You can't teach that kind of presence. But there's something else you can't teach either. And Shedeur's proving he's got that too.
Straight out. Nah, give me two. All right, I got you. Hey, we gonna bring it first. We gonna do it first. We gotta start that out first.
It's one thing to shine in a game. It's another to earn the respect of the top dogs in practice. And Shedeur Sanders, he's not just impressing coaches or teammates. He's working side by side with the faces of the franchise. One name stood out immediately: Myles Garrett, arguably one of the most dominant defensive players in the entire league. And yet there Shedeur was, taking extra reps with him long after the cameras shut off and most guys headed to the locker room. That's not typical rookie behavior. That's intentional. This wasn't about throwing passes. It was about learning, studying Garrett's movements, understanding how elite defenders think, and figuring out how to beat them. That's rare for a rookie, especially one who wasn't even drafted. But for Sanders, it's clear. He's not trying to fit in. He's trying to level up fast.
So he's going to warrant more looks moving forward. But that's all we could say at this particular moment. We really can't say more than that right now.
Prove to me that he's absolutely demanding of more reps with the second and first teams, against the second and first teams. I've been very adamant that...
And what's more eye-opening than the grind? The chemistry. Veterans aren't just letting him in, they're welcoming him. They see the work ethic, they feel the energy, and they're treating him like one of their own. And just when the team started buzzing, the league's loudest analysts joined the chorus. It wasn't just the locker room that lit up after Shedeur's performance. The analysts wasted no time jumping in. And some of the most trusted voices in football had one message: this kid is ready. Stephen A. Smith, never one to hype without reason, called Sanders' debut a display of character and ability. He wasn't just impressed with the stats. He zeroed in on the mentality, the calm under pressure, the pocket awareness, the leadership. According to Stephen A., Sanders didn't just look like a promising rookie. He looked like a starter in waiting.
But there were 2 or 3 times when we saw some of the retreat, run around, don't try and do too much. So I think that, that's why I'm so encouraged was he did some of that, and that can't be the calling card of his game. And so I think that, there's still even more opportunity for him to fix some of the stuff that might be a hiccup for him in the NFL.
Adam Schefter doubled down, revealing that people inside the league are taking notice. Behind the scenes, buzz is building, and Schefter made it clear Sanders won't be riding the bench for long. Shot or no shot, his moment is coming. Then there was Dan Orlovsky, who broke down Shedeur's performance from a QB lens. The strategic footwork, the vision, the decision-making. High football IQ, he said. If he keeps this up, he'll force their hand. Analysts aren't just backing him. They're practically daring the Browns to give him real reps. But inside the Browns facility, that conversation may already be happening. Front office silence always says more than people think. And in Cleveland right now, that silence around the quarterback room is loud. Kevin Stefanski hasn't named a starter. He's keeping things open. On the surface, it looks like a predictable battle. A rookie trying to earn backup duties, while the veterans fight it out for the top spot.
All he could in that one opportunity to prove that he belongs. So much so that he now gets another opportunity to where we're going to be expecting and looking forward to the second Browns preseason game. I don't know the last time we were excited about a Browns preseason game where there was a big storyline to emerge like this, but that's what this is. He showed he belonged on Friday night, and now we'll get a chance.
But behind the scenes, something feels different. Insiders are whispering that coaches are paying closer attention to Sanders' development than they expected. The game film has circulated fast. Reps with first-team players have quietly increased. And even media covering the Browns daily are starting to ask the uncomfortable question: is Shedeur actually in the running for something bigger? Publicly, Stefanski is playing it cool. Privately, pressure is building, because when your locker room, your receivers, and even analysts across the league see a spark, ignoring it becomes a risk. The Browns may not be ready to say it yet, but if Shedeur delivers again in the next game, they may have no choice but to act. And that's where things get serious, because this journey didn't start with hype. It started with being overlooked. He wasn't drafted. He wasn't the main story going into training camp. And for most teams, he wasn't even on the radar. But Shedeur Sanders didn't care about that. In fact, being overlooked may have fueled everything we're seeing now. While other rookies were building hype off college accolades, Shedeur was quietly putting in work, studying the playbook, locking in more reps, grinding behind closed doors. And now, he's outperforming quarterbacks drafted way ahead of him. That chip on his shoulder, it shows in every throw, every read, every leadership moment on the field. Because Shedeur knows exactly what's being said. He knows critics still question whether he's NFL ready. And now, with fame chasing him from Colorado, he's using that spotlight to prove a point. The media wasn't supposed to be talking about him this early. The Browns weren't supposed to consider him a real option. But his attitude, his skill set, and his undeniable playmaking have flipped the entire narrative. So now the question isn't, can he compete? It's how long before everyone finally admits he belongs. And what's coming next might just force that answer. One performance got everyone's attention. The next one could change everything. All eyes are now on the Browns' next preseason game. Coaches are watching. Analysts are circling it. And fans, they can't wait to see what Shedeur Sanders does next. Because this one isn't about making a nice impression. It's about proving the first time wasn't a fluke. It's about stacking greatness, showing growth, consistency, poise under pressure. If Shedeur delivers again, if he commands the offense, reads defenses, makes big-time throws, the Browns won't be able to hide him behind the depth chart anymore. This next game is the make-or-break moment. Either he silences the buzz or he blows the roof off all expectations. And here's where it gets real. He knows it. You can feel it in his demeanor, in his preparation, in how his teammates talk about him. Shedeur isn't walking into this game like it's another preseason matchup. He's walking in like it's a job interview. And he's already got the resume filled out. This is the moment scouts dream of. Underdogs live for it. And if he rises again, everyone else drops down the depth chart. Shedeur Sanders wasn't supposed to be here. Not this early. Not this impactful. Not the center of one of the NFL's most talked about quarterback conversations. After just a handful of reps. But here we are. He's got veterans backing him, coaches paying closer attention, analysts turning up the pressure, and fans already talking about when, not if, he'll rise through the ranks. And what's wild is, he hasn't even started a regular season game yet. Everything about Shedeur screams future starter. The leadership, the control, the playmaking, the discipline. He's not just learning the NFL system, he's mastering it in real time. And he's doing it while carrying the weight of expectations with the calm of a 10-year vet. The Browns didn't just find a promising rookie. They may have stumbled into their future face of the franchise. That next preseason game could be Shedeur's biggest stage yet. And if he delivers, everything changes. So now there's only one question left. Is the league ready for Shedeur Sanders?